Hey y'all, thank you for stopping by. I just wanted to give a little spiel before letting the video play. I was going to begin drawing the second main character and best friend to my friend Stig, who you met last video, Rhazlen, or Raz for short. Now, I was going to start drawing him in new poses with better line work like I hope I accomplished with Stig's video. When I noticed something. Well, this is Raz. This is my first drawing of Raz. If you look at it, you might notice something. His face. Wow, his face is just wildly inconsistent. As you can see from his youngest self, his middle self, and his but you can see all their faces are just not the same. So the best way that I thought I could fix that was basically by drawing Raz's face with the simple shapes in 5 different angles: front, 45 degree, I think that's called, and profile from right to left. And that turned into drawing Raz's face at different angles at different ages throughout all the ages that we see him in the story overall. That way I have a face to reference every time that I draw him. And I also wanted to share that process for people like me who haven't mastered the art of consistency, especially in the face. So if you're interested in seeing how I did that and getting a glimpse into that process and getting a brief introduction into Raz, check it out and stay tuned for a proper introduction to the character Raz next week. And these are the books that I used. Stan Lee's How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and Michael Hampton's Figure Drawing Design and Invention. Both very good books for getting the basics of character drawing down, and not just drawing characters, but drawing them in lively and dynamic poses. So thanks again. See you next time. Bye.
He rode into town one dust storm, sheepskin cloak across his back. A preacher man with kind old eyes and a mystery for a past. He said he'd come to teach about the love of God, but he soon learned what they were missing there was justice and the law. There was a cattleman who claimed his clan owned all the land around, and any brave fool that might dispute, he was quick to snuff him out. He'd say, "Take my heed and you won't pay the price, 'cause honor and a name ain't worth a damn if you don't have your life. 'Cause ain't nobody faster than this cattleman's gun. I'm a rattlesnake on the trigger. Your last stand will be lying in the sand, falling to the slam of my hammer. One man taught forgiveness while the other taught suffering. Preacher said deliverance could be found down on their knees. He'd say, I know you want justice and you want blood, but believe me when I say to you, don't try and be that man's judge. 'Cause ain't nobody faster than that cattleman's gun. He's a rattlesnake on the trigger. Your last stand will be lying in the sand, falling to the slam of his hammer. One day a young farmer brought his sons to town for feed, and he noticed that the streets were quiet, and he knew what that might mean. The smoke rose in the distance, his farm burned to the ground, and he let the fury overtake him when Cattleman came back to town. Well, his boys ran out from behind the crowd and watched their daddy die. The big man laughed and said, now look at that. Anybody else want to give it a try? Well, the church doors opened with that black cloak flowing behind preacher's fiery eyes. He said, your ticket to hell is a-coming to you, and I got a hollow point to give you the ride. And the only thing faster than the cattleman's gun was the preacher man's hand and finger. He pulled iron from his side and let that bullet fly, beat the rattlesnake to the hammer. Why preacher embraced forgiveness, oh, they finally understood. Under that sheepskin cloak of his was a history of blood.